the suppression of the use of marijuana and of the forces lurking behind it are the most important jobs this department is now engaged in. In 1930, the records on marijuana in the Washington office of the Narcotics Division scarcely filled a small folder like this. Today, they fill cabinets.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, Coloradians and everyone that's smart enough to listen from the outside.
One of the most amazing plants we've ever discovered.
The pot party, the trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, with another week of Stoned Appetit. This time without any headphones. So if for any reason we're yelling in your ear, I'm sorry. Per always, this is your host, Kip, with CB to my left. CB, how are you today, brother?
I'm doing great. We need to watch this audio on me.
Yeah, you have a louder voice than I do, but I believe in you, so I won't sweat it too much.
Yeah, I'm doing great, but you know, I'm really sad about the opportunity I missed to go with you guys to Mexico.
Yeah, what you have is FOMO, and what I have is a case of the screaming asshole. For those that obviously follow us on social media, I just got back from Taco Tour of Puerto Vallarta. I guess that's what we're going to call it. But we have a kick-ass episode. We're going to recap that. We're going to talk about our dinner series. The event goes on next fucking week. Isn't that wild?
I can't wait. I missed the last one due to being out of town, but I'm excited for this one and the location. It sounds like it's going to be dope.
Yeah, Chris, let me go ahead and give you a hint. Petting zoo. We're going to have a fucking petting zoo. It's going to be epic, and we're going to dive into the details soon. But before we do that, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Not only the sponsors of this podcast, but the sponsors of our dinner next week too. It's the one, the only, the Seed Smith. We love our friends over at Seed Smith, not only because they have delicious flour that we can puff on tough, but also everybody knows that we love that Darty Party. It's our favorite pin to go with, and I'm sure they wouldn't love me saying this, but it got through security in Mexico.
Hey-oh.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But you know what? The best thing is you can take that thing with you anywhere. So as the summer ramps up and your trip's going to the beach, the mountains, if you're going fishing, it fits in the bag perfectly. You can hide it in your DOP kit for those that are traveling domestically. But at the same time, you can find them everywhere. They have cool new strains coming out. Shout out. But they also have great concentrates, pre-rolls, flour that you can buy across the city. So if you're on the hunt to try some of this wonderful cannabis we call Seed Smith, go to www.seedandsmith.com and give it a whirl. See where the location nearest you is. And Chris, we're about to add a new sponsor or a couple new sponsors for the summer, but one that will always hold true to our heart is our friends over at Callie's Cannabis. We love Charles and the family over at Callie's. They have 3 locations across the metro area with kick-ass rewards programs, daily deals of the week. There's something for everyone. They have a great array of products with featured brands such as Green Dot, Taste Buds, Ripple, whatever your heart may desire.
Incredibles?
Sometimes, sure. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, yeah.
Yeah. Chris knows. Yeah. And so they are, in fact, our favorite recreational dispensary because they've always got you covered. So if you're looking for them, check them out on social media at Shop Callie's. But they have 3 locations: Kenosha Court, where their grow op is, their location at 31st and Larimer, providing everybody in the Rhino neighborhood with the best smoke you can find, and their 3rd location up in the northern burbs.
And also, I think we should mention they're looking to hire, aren't they?
They are, Chris. They are. So both back of house and front of house for our restaurant fam that may be trying to get into the cannabis scene. They're looking for bud tenders, growers, trimmers, and everything in between. So that's a good reminder. If you're looking for a gig, email Charles at shopcallies.com and he will get you taken care of. Good call, Chris. And a new shout out. You ready for this?
I am.
I got my med card last week. We had Cassidy talking about it. We had John on to talk about it. We had Anna join us, but the audio was messed up, and that's my bad. I went and got my fucking med card because I had to give this a whirl. And the process was seamless. The price was friendly. And that's all because of our friends over at Standing Akimbo. We heard everyone talking about it, so we've lined up with the team at Standing Akimbo, and we're going to showcase y'all everything there is to offer for the med side. You know, for if you're wondering about price points or friendly, you know, what they may have available on the shelves, how long the wait time is, or how to order online, we're here for you. We're going to showcase all of that to you throughout the summer. We're going to show you just about everything that you would want to know about getting your med card. So if you are trying to get into the, I call them CB edibles, for those that like the heavy hitting edibles, Standing Akimbo has you covered. Wide selection, best prices in the state, and you can find them at 3801 Jason Street. In addition to that, starting in June every month, we are going to pay for somebody to go get their med badge. We'll find a fun way to do it, Chris. Start thinking of fun ways to do the giveaway. Anyone listening to it, that would be awesome. We just want to show people the love. So we're going to team up with Akimbo and start helping folks that want to get their med badges get their med badges.
That's awesome. And I'd say, like, before we dive into your taco tour, let's talk about your med card process.
Okay, Chris, that's a great call. Okay, the process takes 30 fucking minutes. It's this. So after we all were on the call last week, Monday or whatever, I literally went online to the website, MMJ Marijuana Connect Colorado, and you can find doctors that are listed there. I reached out to Spencer over at Standing Akimbo, and they actually have $25 referral cards where you get $25 off your doctor visit. So the whole thing's about $110, plus like a $30 licensing fee. So $140 flat out the door. But you'll make that back up in 6 weeks of smoking medicinal cannabis and getting fucking edibles at higher dosages for cheaper. But it literally, you go in, you sign in. There's a litany of reasons. I originally tried to think of like, oh, well, my anxiety, the same reason I had my Xanax prescription is good enough. But the ankle injury, just getting older, arthritis, worked in the fucking yard. There's so many goddamn reasons. And to be honest, they don't really give a fuck. So you can just kind of go ahead and take care of that. And there's a litany of doctors on the list that will get you in like this.
So are they, like, the doctor you went and saw, is it like a private clinic, or is it like...
Yeah, it's like a real physician's office. I don't think they're taking it like insurance or anything, but it's a reputable doctor's office. It's not like a pop-up stand like
right.
where I was getting my dysentery this weekend.
True.
You know, like it was like a full-scale operation, and they have them all over the metro. And then the best part is 20 minutes after you go plug in all the information online, they show you how to do everything at the doctor's office before you leave. You get 2 weeks from the day of your visit to go fill out the information online, and they'll mail you the card. But you get a temp card. So if you need to get in there and get your fix, get your medicine before your hard copy gets there, that you're good. And literally 30 minutes in and out. And then, you know, I think Cassidy spoke to it last week that Akimbo's line is actually longer. You can fucking order that shit online.
And just walk up and pick up?
Yeah, whenever your window is. Or you can go put your name on the list and then just come back after you get a Chubby's Mexican burger.
That's incredible. So one question I had about the med card dealio is, when you get your med card, do you have to identify like a certain dispensary or something as your primary care thing? No, it doesn't matter?
No. So
okay.
We teamed up with Akimbo because we've heard such great things in the community. But no, they don't give a flying fuck. I can shop. I'd shop in anywhere you want. You know, there's some really cool places out where I eat lunch every day in Aurora that I would thoroughly recommend swinging through as well. But I like teaming up with the best. We're the best, so we want to work with the best. And so we want to put you on the best. Otherwise, we wouldn't be good at what we do.
And one other question was, if, like, when you go and you speak with the doctor who's going to give you the med card, does he tell you about the things like this may prevent you from, like, you know, what's our buddy last week that hopped on the call talked about, you know, he was concerned about getting a gun permit or things like that. Do they kind of outline some of that, or is that just more you need to know?
The doctor himself did not like talk about things where it would show up on background screenings or things of that nature, but he did give, you know, a responsible tutorial about consumption and things of that nature and how the dosages are, you know, differently and how to, you know, proceed accordingly. But he did not. And so I'm curious if we may have to do a little digging to see if there's a place where we can find, because that is a fair concern. Like, you know, I understand that while I was out of town, we had a lot of gun violence across the country, and these white nationalist cunts are just continuously like trashing our country. And it all stems from the party of belief with Tucker Carlson and his friends.
God, what a douche.
Yeah, but I can also understand the normal gun owner not wanting to be flagged for a new hunting rifle, you know,
right.
Duck season or whatever may be around the corner. That's not what you're looking for. So we'll do a little digging. That's a good question. So let's do some digging in that. But with the price point that I've already saved, and you can still find some of our favorite products across the line there. It is kind of like an exclusive locals club. But if you're like, it's like paying for a membership to a social club as well.
Well, we say what we want when we want.
Speaking of saying what I want when I want, I wish somebody would have told me to fucking take 7 million Imodium before I left Mexico to come back to the States. Jesus Christ, Chris.
How's your gut? How's your gut biome feeling?
So, you know when people are like, I need to lose 10 pounds, beach season's coming up, just go eat street meats from Mexico and we'll get you there. Like, I've lost 8, whatever I gained eating tacos by the fistful, I've lost in the last 38 hours.
See,
we couldn't record yesterday. I was puny as shit. I felt like a bag of dicks. Like I could not have done it.
See, it's funny. Like, I mean, I don't think I had too many stomach issues when I visited Mexico, but I did have a couple scares. You know, where you had like maybe some heartburn from some hot salsa. And then maybe you forget about the water and you pick out some radishes that are just sitting there in buckets of water to add to your plate. And you drank tequila like you were 25.
Exactly. Like we went to a club one night in the tourist area and I was just like, I had myself a blast. But then the next day you can't be surprised when your body's like, fuck you, we're going to get some of these toxins out. Ron DeSantis would try to put me in jail for the things that were coming out of my body by the time the weekend was up. But I'm back now. I got some sleep on Monday, and let's dive into it. So shout out to our boy Zach from Dank Eats blog. He knows the lay of the land down there about as well as our friend, local drug dealer Eduardo, who also put us on some great spots. But I don't think I've ever had as good of a fish taco as I've had from the Catch of the Day group over at Marisco El Guaro, Guerro. They open at like noon on the weekdays, and most of the time it seems like the restaurants are either they're open at lunch or they open at 5 happy hour,
yeah,
and they're open through late night. So like for lunch you hit like a couple of the food stands, you hit the Guerro, and we got fresh snapper, marlin tacos. All of these you can see on our social page that we dropped on Wednesday. But you can also and then let's say you go to the zoo or you go out after and you want some late night yacos, they got you.
Yeah, everything's open late. Like we're talking late night, not like Denver late night.
I mean, yeah, I blacked out every day at like 11 p.m. So late for me was still in that 30-year-old age, 35 range. Like, okay, I'm tired. I need to go to bed. But yeah, you can get talking. There's something for you, no matter what time of day or night you're awake to eat in that city.
Did you feel like, Puerto Vallarta is kind of a tourist location. Did you feel like the food was
touristy
or more authentic, some of the places you went?
So I think we did a pretty good mix of a little bit of both. We did some fine dining. There's a place called Tatonque, Tintonque. That was like a high-end fine dining that's along the river that goes inland. But the pictures were so bad, and I was, we all were having fun, so it wasn't like, oh, wait, let's get another picture, But that food was wonderful. The fine dining aspect was good, it was good creative dishes. They use a lot of like ash from like a tortilla, like they'll create an ash out of it. So you see some colors that would otherwise be off-putting if you saw them on a dish, like, oh, did something fall onto the plate?
Right.
No, they incorporate